book, You Deserve to Be Rich. Just exciting, man. Y'all journey going from a kitchen table with some iPhones. Did y'all see this?
Nah, I mean, you go into a space just trying to add value, not really thinking about the outcome. I think it's something that we shared a lot of times is we never thought of it as a business at first. We just thought of it as a value add. In fact, we were just trying to help him get more clients. You know what I'm saying? And then it quickly turned into something that we couldn't have ever dreamt of. It was like this commonplace information and conversations that we were having, we thought people were having as well. And we quickly found out that that wasn't the case. And people started gravitating toward it. And so it became the fuel, like, wait, we can change somebody's life today? Like one person? That's great. And then we watched our first episode with 1,200 people listening. I'm like, oh wait, 1,200 people are listening to this? This is something different. And every week that just kept growing and growing and growing. And then the places that it was reaching kept growing and growing. And it was like, oh, this is something spectacular. This is what we got to do.
All right, what'd you see, man? What'd you see?
Like Big Sean said, he said, if you ask me how I feel, I'm gonna just say it's everything that I expected. You gotta believe it before you actually know. You never really know exactly how it's gonna turn out, but yeah, kind of did think it was going to, have the vision. That's why I started. So that's important a lot of times. Like, you gotta believe in yourself before anybody else believes in you. So I think we believed in ourselves before anybody else believed in us. Or even anybody else even really was thinking about it. It wasn't really like that they didn't believe in us, but it just wasn't nothing. Like, so there's nothing to really even think about. But yeah, definitely thought that it was a good idea, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's so like even in the beginning when, again, the two of us had to believe it, right? Like there was always that, did you ever think this was gonna fail? And I can attest to, like, we never had a conversation like, what if this doesn't work? It was like, it's gonna work because this is what we do. But even the closest people to us, when we said, like, we're about to start this podcast, like, I'm not even sure if they were listening, right? Like, probably until like the 5th or 6th episode, like, oh, they're really serious about this thing. People started catching on, and the world kind of caught on and was like, oh, wait, they're doing something special. We gotta tap into them. But it was more about the people that were getting information and actually executing. That changed it.
I know y'all never said to yourselves, this might not work, but did either one of you ever feel it? I would have mentally quit on stuff mad times. You know what I mean? Like, you get that, if anybody here, you going after something, you might get a business right now. You're like, man, I'm about to rebrand, which means we're going to do something different. But you never felt that ever?
Nah, because it was already, it wasn't really like designed to have like earn your leisure, the platform, start a show, do events, all of that stuff. It was, you build the pyramid one brick at a time. So social media started originally when I was doing social media to build my financial planning page. That was my main focus. Like, we was teaching in the classroom, but it wasn't really, he came up with the name Earn Your Leisure. The name Earn Your Leisure was just a hashtag for my own personal campaign that I was doing. So it wasn't, when you ask, like, did you think it wasn't going to work? The initial intention was to build social media followers so I can get clients. So I wasn't really thinking like that. And then by the time we actually started Earn Your Leisure, we had momentum already. So, we come out the gate and we already had listeners and we had followers, and within like 12 episodes, we was in the top 10. So it wasn't really like something that we had to think wasn't gonna work because the wind was already at our back.
I think another thing that also benefited is, like I said, we weren't thinking like, oh, we're gonna create a podcast and we're gonna try to make money from this. Because we hadn't seen anybody do it, right? Like, prior to us, it was like, there was nobody making a podcast and saying we're gonna become millionaires for making podcasts. The part of it is like, I wasn't even an entrepreneur yet. Like, I was teaching. And so I wasn't relying on it for money. I was like 6 figures as a teacher. I'm like, I'm doing pretty good. He had a career, he had a business already. This is just something that we were doing, again, to lure more clients in, and kind of a need base. He did an interview and people were like, where can we get more of that? Like, what's the name of the podcast? And the first time somebody said that was the first time we thought of, we should do a podcast. Like, it happened in that moment. It was like, all right, well, what does that even mean? Like, how do we even create that? Like, what does it take? Like, what do you have to do? how do you record, what are you supposed to record with, who are we supposed to talk to, what are we supposed to talk, all those things were literally created in December 2018, and then almost 6 years ago to the date, Earning Leisure started.
But to answer your question even better, to kind of nail it down, like, you come with different ideas, like idea for InvestFest, right, that works out, but everything doesn't work out, so I don't really think about thinking like if it doesn't work out or not. Like sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't work out. Like it ain't really that big of a deal if it don't work out. It's just a learning experience. But I think you get crippled in fear. That's all in your mind. Like worrying about if it's gonna work out. We go into everything thinking it's going to work. We don't go into anything thinking it's not gonna work. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It ain't really, not gonna kill you. So that's kind of like the mentality from the beginning. We've started other businesses before. We started an app for DJs. We started a fashion blog. We didn't go into that thinking like, damn, what if this doesn't work? What am I going to do? We went into it with the intentionality that it's going to work. We tried our best. It didn't work. You gotta give it the college effort. Try your best. Go as hard as you possibly can. Cross all the T's, dot all the I's. And then sometimes everything is not meant to be, but you learn some things in it. So we don't really go into anything in life just thinking like, what's the worst possible thing can happen? It's not going to work. If this doesn't work, what's going to happen? Like, we don't really think like that.
It's that belief, right? Like when you ask people in here who thinks they deserve to be rich, I heard like 2 claps. I'm like, wait, they don't think they should be rich? Right? Like people have to feel that. It was a belief system, a trust system that we had in each other. Like, nah, man, like I know if we do something, it's going to be great just because we believe in ourselves and we have the confidence and we have the work ethic and dedication to make that happen. So like when I heard the claps, I'm like, damn, this ain't New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody should have that mindset. Like you deserve this. Like abundance is your birthright. Shout out to Ash Cash because it is. It is. It starts here though.
Absolutely. I thought the subtitle was super interesting. Master the inner game of wealth. And my favorite chapter of this whole book is chapter 2. Everybody got your books, right? Yeah. Congregation? I need to turn into your book. The book of Rashad, chapter 2. Page 48. We're going to go to page 48. Go to page 48. Y'all going to read with me, right? Are you there? Page 48. Here we go. Go on, open the book. You got to open the book. In the very top, I thought, and I highlighted this part. It's, first off, the name of the chapter is Dealing with Financial Trauma. I never associated wealth or finances with my feelings. But on page 48, it says, how you feel about yourself reflected, and how you feel about yourself is reflected in your relationship with money. Can y'all explain that for me?
Yeah, for sure. It's a direct correlation. We come from an era where it was like blowing money fast. That was a slogan, right? And it's like, when you don't feel confident about yourself, then you do things to overly compensate. You know what I mean? So a lot of times, if you don't think that you have a future, you're not worried about the future. So it's better to live in the moment and for delayed gratification. Delayed gratification is somebody who's actually thinking that they're going to live for 30 years and there's a better tomorrow than there is today, right? So there's a lot of that in the book as far as just breaking down the mental barriers, because we give you the tools as far as retirement and real estate and stocks, I'm talking about crypto, but none of that's going to matter if you don't really mentally think that A, you deserve it, B, you're worthy of it, C, you're going to actually take the disciplined steps. These are all things that kind of come with a certain level of maturity. So, yeah, you see